Bon Jovi is coming to Australia, and if you haven't heard, you should go see him. He is amazing. I personally prefer the Slippery When Wet cover album with the girls' boobs, but you know what, everyone's different. Yeah. Anyway, you're probably coming back to hear the story, not hear me talk about how great. That's a pretty great album cover. Yep. So, yeah. So, I was talking about the last episodes. If you haven't seen them, it's probably worth going back and seeing them. Otherwise, the stories can seem a bit disjointed. So, I came back from this funeral with my aunt, and I'm stressed. I'm thinking, okay, this is bad. This is really, really, really bad. But it couldn't get a whole lot worse. I mean, I can't imagine anything else going wrong. Maybe not the wisest of thought patterns, but anyway. The next thing that happens is my boss gets into a fight with his boss and his boss's boss for, look, political fights are always generally about making somebody look good at the expense of somebody else, or somebody's doing something that's so horrendous. This was a let's make somebody look good at the case of somebody else sort of fight. And long story short, he got jack of it and decided to take a better opportunity that came along. We're all really happy for him. It was a good choice for him. But that meant that when he did that, there was also a big restructure at work. And that means that if somebody doesn't like you, anyway, I was sort of caught in the middle of all this. I'm not going to go into details because I don't really want to bitch about anything that's happened. But long story short, I got told I was made redundant. I was actually put on redeployment. What that means is that they wanted to keep me. They just didn't know exactly what role I would suit once they'd figured out the new structure. But my boss's boss told me I was made redundant 2 weeks after I'd been to the funeral, and about a week after I just moved house. Yay! Yeah, I was in a real royal mess. So I tried to lean on my friends. Yeah, I tried to lean on my friends, and they, well, there's this story. So there's this girl in my friendship group, as the stories always go, and she likes this boy in my friendship group, again, as the stories always go. And she thinks that I like said boy. I did not care about 2 fucks about said boy. I did not care because I had so many other things to care about that, like, he was way in the bottom of my priority list, given I had just left a relationship and, you know, having this other stuff going on, he was really nowhere even close to even me thinking about. I don't know where she got it into her head that I liked him. I don't really frankly care. I don't want to know. She's with him now, so I guess good for her. Yay. They're married, pregnant, whatever. Good for them, something. I don't know, happy love story, whatever. So she decided to be a right royal bitch. In the classic way that bitchy girls do, where they go and say snarky comments behind your back that is just mean enough that other people start thinking less of you, but not mean enough that you can call them out on it. And I'd about had it up to my ears of shit. So I was like, I called her out and I said, don't be mean, I really need your help. I don't need you to be making games where everyone goes, I don't know what's going on, let me just stand back. I need support right now, please don't do this to me. That didn't work very well, did it? No, she decided to up the ante. Well, I don't speak to her anymore, and I feel like I've won that one. So I didn't have any friends. I didn't have a job. I didn't have an aunt, and my family was stressed out. And I had no money. I didn't mention this in the previous video, but as part of the moving house, I had a break lease to pay and a new bond to pay, of which there was $7,000 I didn't have. So I'm now in debt. Yep. So I had nothing. Really, I couldn't think of anything getting worse. There's a few friends I had left back in the city I'd left. They were being pretty mean to me too. And yeah, all that I had left, I thought to myself, was time. It was time. I thought, I have time. What can I do with time? Time's got to have some value. I thought about it and I thought, what I'll do is I'll put all my energy into a hobby. I've got nothing left to lose at this point, so let's put it all into a hobby. And so in the next couple episodes, I want to talk to you about the requirements I made for this hobby, because I figured at some point I'm going to have to do something. So yeah, that's my story. And before I catch you guys all later, you really, really should consider going and seeing some of the cool artists we have around. There's some really cool new gigs. Anyway, if you're in any state in Australia, just go out to a local pub and see some cool bands. Anyway, catch you all.